Cloud and his Marth in doubles as well. MK is a little bit weaker of a character, requires more space to get his combos off than you're usually given in doubles. But we're going to see double Cloud here. Definitely probably one of the top 3, top 4 teams in the game overall against Dabuz and Kameme's Mega Man.
Kameme's Mega Man made waves whenever it took second place at EVO this previous year. But since then, we haven't really seen that same level of success. Is that just people maybe catching on to some of his tricks?
I mean, it's a matter of catching on to tricks, learning the Mega Man matchup as a whole, you know, learning where his mix-ups are for kills, learning when you're really in danger, when you're going to get edge-guarded, and being able to play around those facts. So what we're going to have to see from Kameme is playing around those play-arounds, you know what I mean? Like, he does have to, you know, not do the same tricks, not do the same setups, and have to kind of get a little more creative in what he's going to be playing out today. Yeah,
it's the you don't know everything I can do.
Right.
The little extras that go a long way. Meanwhile, speaking on Dabuz, man, this just feels like a really kind of like a nightmare scenario, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't help that his teammate actually ends up taking the stock for him.
Wow, great side B there. I wish I could tell you which Cloud that was at the moment. I'm thinking it was MKLeo at this point.
Yeah,
but
I think it's safe for us to assume the ... would probably be a Leo thing, and the MVG thing would be a
sure. So that's good to note here. But yeah, like you said, like double Cloud for Rosa. I mean, Rosa relies just to keep the matchup somewhat even on Gimps. And granted, Cloud won't be too great at saving the other Cloud, but at the same time, you know, if Rosa's not getting those Gimps, it's not going to be so easy. As well as Mega Man, I know the matchup's pretty close to even, I would say, in the 1v1 setting, but not when you have, wow.
When you have tools?
When you have half the stage, I was going to say. You know, you really have a lot of trouble working around these giant swords.
Yeah, that's true. Really nowhere to run. Nowhere to run being the theme right now for Dabuz. As we were talking, he just all of a sudden is down to his final stock here.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good setup there from MKLeo. Really necessary for having lost that previous stock so early as well. So it was good that they were able to bring it back as quickly as they were. I don't want to say bring it back because they were already winning. You know, like it just kind of pushed their advantage even further. Gonna get that back. Kameme getting that kill. Great combo setup. Almost getting the kill here against Mew2King, it looks like.
Yeah, the damage though, a great consolation prize to say the least.
Yep, they didn't get punished for it. That's always where you kind of have to weigh if it was good or not. And definitely worth it. Not gonna get that side B. Gonna get that up smash, however. No kill. We're gonna have a very scary moment here for both, you know, Kameme and Dabuz.
Yeah, it looked like they focused on Kameme for a minute, but so quick to turn around and actually take Dabuz's life. Dabuz forced to share stock, but just as Kameme is flying out of the screen. So now Dabuz 2v1 against an incredibly tough matchup. I don't know, I feel like this might be where you throw in the towel.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to note, oh, that's gonna be his kill. And
oh, is it?
Really good save.
This team was amazing.
Absolutely. What I was going to say, however, was, you know, I was interested to see that Mew2King wasn't going and opting to camp, trying to just stay in control without limit and try to throw them into the limited Leo. Going to get back here. Really good safe recovery there. I got to consider that one more myself. I'm not going to get a kill, getting some damage though. 76%. It won't be too much longer here. I do hope the best for Dabuz, however. That's probably going to be the kill.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Anytime I see that regrab against Cloud, it's not going to be a good time.
I felt like they were just like, dare time. That's all I got to do. Easy.
So I'm wondering, what can Kameme do? Because I feel like I didn't get to experience too much of what he had to offer outside of some really good ping pong situations from him and Dabuz. You know, we didn't see him I didn't feel like he had too much control while he was in neutral. I felt like he was kind of just trying to survive, play around all these giant swords, as I mentioned before. So are we going to see a mental change or a character change from Kameme at this point?
Character-wise, he has that Yoshi, doesn't he?
You know, it's very possible. I'm not too sure who we're going to see. I mean, at this point, these are all top players, and at any point, top players can pull out top-tier characters and have a really good feel here, especially in doubles, having a little bit more room. But at the same time, we may also see a switch from Dabuz, you know, having Olimar on deck as well.
Yeah, he's definitely been, I guess, widening his pockets a bit more. We've seen the Olimar maybe sparingly in the past, now becoming much more of a relevant threat, to say the least, as well as the Bayo that he occasionally pulls out. So I'm excited. Instead, confidence in their characters and going with a really drastic stage change here.
Yeah, so what we're seeing here is they're trying to do one of two things, or both. One is having just a little bit more space in general for Kameme to fight out neutral the way he would prefer. And two, give a little bit more limiting landings here for Cloud. Cloud typically doesn't love the idea of having to land on the flat stage, because that's where he can actually get punished a little bit more easier, as with most characters. But it's very important for Cloud because platforms give him too much freedom to kind of run away. Not that we see too much running away from either MVG Mew2King here, rather, or MKLeo, just because, you know, they're doing so good at just straight up controlling neutral, whether they have limit or not. They're maintaining center stage very well.
Ooh, Echo Fox absolutely dominant right now. It's a quick succession of bears to take the stock.
I really like MKLeo's recoveries here, even though he does have to get forced to waste his limit. Something I'm going to be stealing is he's prioritizing literally surviving. So whether it's, you know, jump back, air dodge, up B like you saw there, he's using whatever he can just to get back.
And one thing is that it feels like both of these characters, Rosalina as well as Mega Man, require a little bit of space and time to set up. And we're not seeing them really being granted that space that they really need at all, is it?
No, that's really what we wanted to see here in FD, but you know, MKLeo and Mew2King can also take just as much advantage over that space. So it's definitely a double-edged sword. In this case, it hasn't seemed to be working out too well. We're going to have to see some big changes or a lot more bigger punishes coming from Kameme and Dabuz in order to make up this deficit. Rosalina here, Dabuz on a healthy 7%. Maybe we'll be able to see a little bit more of a stock tank situation happening from Dabuz. He does seem to be playing much more grounded and kind of playing out MKLeo's options to push forward.
Kameme again, good player to watch right now, but he's actually in a bit of a bind. Great back air though, and that's going to find the equalizer. Can be a little tricky now for Dabuz though. Luma out of the picture for the next 10 seconds or so.
We're going to see what kind of damage Kameme is able to get before losing his stock, if he loses his stock. Any damage he gets, again, is good damage. That back air is not going to be enough to do it. We have MVG Mew2King off stage, and we're going to see him actually getting cornered once again by Kameme, doing an amazing job of maintaining the pressure, but Mew2King able to recover nonetheless. Down smash, amazing kill. Double limit on board.
Man, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's the double shotgun.
As soon as MVK gets out of this corner and not forced to use limit, but gets it for the kill?
Wow, that was smart. Because we see in those times, as you mentioned before, he was prioritizing survival a lot of the times. And to turn the tide so quickly, finding a moment to have an advantage and push it for all that it's worth, absolutely fantastic.
And that was a really good follow-up from Dabuz, but one thing I'm seeing from Mew2King that I'm really liking, again, going to steal as a Cloud main, is anytime he's backed up into a corner, one option he's seemingly opting for a lot is jump back and then up B and then spike to the edge, and just using that to grab the ledge and move on to the next situation without trying to push out too hard. That will be Mew2King's stock, however, leaving him on his last one for the game.
This game significantly closer than the previous, and part of that could be because of the stage counterpick. You know, it seems like they have maybe a bit more breathing room to work with.
We haven't seen too many gimps happening in this game here. It will be very beneficial, obviously, for Kameme and Dabuz to be able to collect at least one right now to even this up completely. We're going to see what they can do. MKLeo definitely sitting back with his 120, going to collect on that straight, I think it was a straight back air that he got that finishing touch off of. Just because of that damage, yeah. I thought maybe upper would have reached, but I guess he really felt that it wouldn't have, and that uppy was necessary at that point.
Maybe 2v1 here. But there's a slight possibility, I think. Maybe if you're able to take out, perhaps...
Get like one back air on both clouds, like, that's what he's looking for at this point, and then being able to severely outplay the cloud that's remaining. But that was actually a kill that they missed out on with Crash Bomb lag. He could have fallen off the back air there. Well, we do have that situation where they're both off stage. Mew2King does get back. Not what Kameme wanted to see here. Again, you're in that 2v1. We see Kameme trying really hard to make any kind of play happen, and now he's got to deal with a healthy MKLeo in order to get through to be limited or unlimited. Mew2King going to get that kill. We now have our 101 that we wanted, but at 140, what can Kameme do? That back air, not enough to clutch it out. Mega Man extremely heavy.
It's just the patience game.
This is going to be like the play of the tournament, I think, if Kameme is able to pull this off here.
3 stocks. And just the patience from him more than anything else. He knows that that Team Blue really wants to just take out the stock immediately. He knows they're going to get aggressive. He's just playing an incredibly reactive style more than anything else.
MKLeo's trying to get any hit right now. He's trying to catch a landing with a forward tilt. Anything at this point will kill. Kameme is playing really safe, getting in with those pellets, back onto the stage. This is really scary here. I don't have to say it, but it is what it is. And any stray hit at this point is going to kill Kameme. The pressure is on right now.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to add up.
Wanted that back air, not going to get it. Really scared to even jump at this point. He's really abusing the fact that, you know, Really good block there. That was not what MKLeo wanted. But he's using his shield amazingly, not jumping when he gets into a certain range around Cloud, only jumping when he's at a certain space away, like dash attack space away.
Ooh, this could be big. Not able to find the follow-up.
Oh boy.
Kameme
Oh
gets
my
the grab.
gosh.
Wired
That's going
up.
to be it.
Oh my god, Kameme!
He flew here to do that back air. That is why he came here today. Regardless of what happens in this game 3, if he wins it, oh my gosh, but that back air is why he came here today.
I cannot believe my eyes. A 2v1 when your opponents have a total stock pool of 2
And being
tough
left
enough.
on a 1-on-1 against MKLeo's Cloud with Mega Man at 140 with a fresh MKLeo. What more are you going to see from this tournament series here? Frame perfect, man. That's all I have to say.
Could some of it have been almost the respect factor, right?
I mean,
some of it have been the fact that they didn't maybe take advantage of the 2v1 too much. And
a little bit. I think also MKLeo could have, as aggressive as it might have seemed, go for more dash grabs in the situations because Kameme was doing an amazing job of literally just sitting in one spot, you know, walking away. He literally only jumped away, if you notice. Like, if we can ever go back to that match and watch it, like, he literally only jumped away, maybe to put a metal bit down or whatever it is, but he never jumped next to Cloud. And I think that's why he won that match.
I can't believe my eyes.
I know. I'm just happy to be here at the end of the day.
That's absolutely absurd.
Oh my goodness. What are we going to see here from MKLeo and Mew2King? I don't expect any kind of switch. I really don't. So we're going to go right back into it with Town and City. This is honestly, it's good for everyone. You know, Mega Man and Rosalie get those slightly earlier up kills when possible, but we're going to have a lot more, let's try far away plats in order for charging to happen, but just space in general and up air pressure is really good for Cloud on this stage. It's one of my favorite picks.
Probably a bit more constricted too to some degree, right? We're talking from a horizontal standpoint.
Yeah, definitely, but you know, as I said before, like Mew2King and MKLeo really just care about having those platform options to land on. You know, and not only land on, but cover landings of other players trying to land on them. They do it better than probably any other character in the game, in my shade of opinion, obviously here. But we're going to see here, Dabuz doing pretty good, making sure that neutral is maintained. They're not able to land too quickly here, but dude, 2 limit clouds being MKLeo and Mew2King is probably the scariest thing I could physically imagine in doubles.
It's already scary enough whenever it's a cloud with limit in general, but the fact that it's 2 of the finest representatives in the world just amplifies the pressure you're feeling by so much.
They're lapping at this point almost at 100% over Kameme. Going to need a really big hit here, wasting his limit to recover, not going to get the edge guard, and gets hit in the process but comes back.
And even though you're seeing maybe just one player going out, what they're giving is, I think, the other player just that time to build that resource of limit back up, right?
They definitely are one of the best characters at walling out to give the other cloud the limit they need. Especially when one of them does have limit, it's just going to be so amazing the amount of pressure and control they have over the neutral. And because the thing is, you see a cloud charging him back, and you want to make a play happen. You want to stop that from happening, but you have to get through a limit broken cloud to do so.
So it's the myriad of obstacles.
Oh man, just waste that finishing touch there. Something you hardly ever see from players of the stature. I really want to see, like, I want to get like a counter whenever we have like clouds on stream for how many times the word limit gets used. Definitely something interesting to look at here.
The ratio, right, on connections versus misses.
Oh, please. I want all those stats in the future, like, for players to have. That's going to be a job one day for sure, just collecting that information. But we're going to see that Trump back air from Kameme. Really, really clutch getting that first stock here. This is really tight. You know, they're in these situations over and over again where their stocks almost don't seem to exist too much. Amazing downer, getting that kill off the side. And by that I don't mean they're getting gimped, but like their damage being racked on so quickly. Like I hardly ever see them below like 80% before realizing they're above it, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of offense being generated, and it's really big, meaty hits at that too, right?
And at any point, we've seen straight limiting finishing touches off of back airs, off of back throws. They both offer so many different opportunities to get these really early kills.
But on deck, actually
good coverage from MKLeo with that dash attack, though. God, I want to see 2 clouds when they finishing touch one person in the middle with side B shielding, like to sandwich them with 2 side Bs. I want that to be a thing one day.
Worth noting right now, Sabrik, actually is we were talking about how far ahead this blue team was, and they're maintaining the percent lead with stock count actually tied up here.
That's because Kameme does a really great job of just back airing and keeping Cloud off stage as much as possible. We aren't seeing, surprisingly enough, we aren't seeing too much edge guarding come from Dabuz. That's going to be his last stock here, unfortunately. Can we see Kameme make another amazing comeback here? But being off above Clouds here with these platforms on the way, I love this use of the rush camping.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I found that out on the demo on the 3DS. But I love these rush camping. Very, very necessary when you're being forced to land on platforms above 2 clouds like this. So the reason why that works, just for anyone that was wondering, the rush when you land on it actually provides him a double jump back if he's used it and refreshes his up B as well.
Oh man, he's going to need to refresh everything. That was just so much damage that was
piled on at this point.
Yeah. Can we play with items? The little heart counter needs to come down.
You guys don't see it, but I'm just shaking my head right now, not knowing what Kameme is going to be able to do to get himself out of this one.
Yeah, I mean
this is that like next time on Dragon Ball Z part of the episode, you know?
Yeah, he's going against the Ginyu Force. Actually holding his ground very well. One of the clouds limits burn, but you just have to be so cautious of the other. Especially with that limit on board, they have a touch quicker mobility as well.
And it's something I mentioned before. Like it's interesting to me that we don't see, that's probably why. But I was gonna say it's interesting we don't see the person with limit protecting the person without limit to charge it and get that much more scary. But I guess they're really looking for any attempt at the opponent in trying to regain neutral, and then being able to throw them into, as we saw, the finishing touch right there.
That game